Chase Hughes here with Wizards first-round pick Will Riley. And Will, I talked to a lot of players at the NBA Draft Combine, but I didn't get a chance to talk to you. So pretty simple question for you. Who do you model your game after? Who have you studied over the years?
There's a lot of different players that I've been studying throughout the years. I feel I just like to look at specific guys that get to their spots, can create their own shot, play make, and just good teammates overall. I feel it's important to study.
You mentioned playmaking. It sounds like you didn't get to do as much of that at Illinois as maybe you're capable of. GM Will Dawkins said that, so did your head coach Brad Underwood. They mentioned what you did in the EYBL and what you did down the stretch last year in Illinois. So can you speak to that part of your game?
I feel like I'm a very good playmaker. I can make great reads, and I have a pretty good IQ. So I feel like I'm a student of the game. So I do a lot of film work in that way, and I feel like I'm very good at making reads as a playmaker.
And Coach Underwood, he spoke to my colleague Chris Miller, who of course was the MC today, and he told him he thinks you have NBA All-Star potential and that you're the second best offensive player he's ever coached, only to Michael Beasley, who is a local guy and was a great college player. So what's your reaction to that praise?
That's high praise, from a high caliber coach. He's trusted in me throughout the season, and we've had a lot of long conversations. So it was very important to be coached by someone like him. I really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Obviously, basketball has become huge in Canada, but how would you describe your own personal basketball journey? Like, how did you get so good at basketball, and when do you feel like you started to really put your name on the map?
Honestly, with me, I just feel like the work, like my work ethic got me above levels that I can only imagine. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for my work ethic, honestly. And also I just feel like I started probably getting noticed on my 10th grade year. I got my first offer that year, so I feel like that started the rise of my basketball career. I started taking basketball serious probably in the 9th grade, and ever since then I've just been a hard worker.
Watching you play, your motor really stands out, and Will Dawkins talked about how competitive you are, especially on the defensive end. Where does that come from?
My mom. Yeah, me and her, we've had our battles like at family events, ping pong, little board games and stuff. I definitely get my competitive edge from her.
Being Canadian, Keyshawn George, who's on this team, he's got ties to Montreal. He said he wants to play for Team Canada someday. Do you have any relationship with him, and what do you think about just playing with another player who hails from Canada?
Me and him have talked briefly, but I'm super excited. I've never met him personally, but I'm super excited to meet him and talk to him. Having another Canadian guy, young guy as well, to grow with and talk about. I feel like that's going to be really important in my career.
Speaking of Canadian players, I understand you're from the same hometown as Jamal Murray, and then you have some connections to his family. Could you explain those?
I played for Team Murray growing up, his team in Kitchener, and I know his dad, and just coming from the same hometown, and he's a guy in the NBA. You always hear about him. We went to the same high school,
What do you like off the court? I was reading your college bio. It says that you know how to juggle, which, first of all, I'm very impressed by that. But what do you like to do when you're not playing basketball?
I like to juggle, do a bunch of little circus stuff. I play the piano. I like to do that as well in my free time. And that's about it.
Little circus stuff. What are we talking about?
Something called the devil sticks or the Diabolo. It's like a yo-yo thing on a string that you can flip up and around and stuff. Just stuff like that.
How long have you been doing that? How long have you been juggling?
I've been juggling since I was probably 9 years old. Just taught myself, just learned it from myself. Just been practicing since then.
Started early, just like you have to do with basketball, I guess.
Exactly.
Obviously, you had a big growth spurt in high school. That's not too uncommon for actually Wizards draft picks, but how did it sort of influence your game to go from maybe one of the shorter guys on the court to the height that you are now?
I feel like it helped me, especially being from Canada. If you're a guy in the 8th or 9th grade and you're over 6 foot, you're going to play center. So I feel like it was important for me to be short so I can learn guard skills and then grow tall later.
And the Summer League schedule just came out. I'll be out there in Las Vegas. You guys have some awesome matchups against teams and first-round picks. What'd you think about the schedule, and what do you hope to show Wizards fans in Las Vegas?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great schedule. We get to play in the main gym. It's amazing. I'm just super excited to play with all these guys, just show my competitive ability, and, just get some wins.
All right, man. Well, see you out in Vegas, and welcome to D.C. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.